up, y'all? It's your man D-Real, the Black Panther stalking urban jungle and vibrating Medides, bringing you another Be Real with D-Real. Today is December 12th, 2020, and we're not dead yet. Hooray! COVID-19 has not sucked up the whole planet, and there's actually a silver lining. But what I want to do is switch gears. And I don't want to sit around talking about the what ifs, whys, and wherefores of political and current events and shit. So I'm going to take y'all back, how far back in time? To be exact, I'm going to take you back to 1995, October 6th, 1995, to be exact, when this image right here was iconic and unforgettable. Of course, I'm talking about the movie Dead Presidents. Movie Dead Presidents dropped, like I said, in October 6th of 1995. It was produced by Hollywood Pictures. What a lot of people don't know about Hollywood Pictures. Hollywood Pictures was in operation from 1989 to 2007. Dead Presidents was a pretty violent, adult-themed film, which puts a question mark over your head when you think about the fact that the people who are financing Hollywood Pictures is none other than Disney. So clearly, this ain't Disney's first foray into trying to do adult stuff. Touchstone Pictures is another one, but we ain't gonna get into that. Okay. The one thing that stands out, well, many things stand out about the movie Dead Presidents, but one of the things for me that stands out about Dead Presidents is that soundtrack, and not just the actual soundtrack that has, you know, such memorable artists as the Dramatics, Al Green, Isaac Hayes, Sly and the Family Stone, Barry White, James Brown, Spinners, all that old school 70s R&B that your mama used to play when you was cleaning up the house or whatever was going on when she was doing whatever it was she was doing. But that main soundtrack by Danny Elfman, and it's a real dark, haunting kind of, you know, because Danny Elfman, you know, from the rip makes, you know, really weird music anyway. You know, you think about, you know, all of the music that he's made, it's weird. But it's just something about it that makes you wonder, you know, what's the deal, you know, with my man Danny Elfman. But anyway, what I didn't know was that the Dead Presidents soundtrack actually won an Image Award for Outstanding Soundtrack. How about them apples? So it wasn't no sucker production. It actually, somebody actually was like, hey, that soundtrack hit me in the heart. I like that. But for those of y'all that don't know what the movie Dead Presidents is about, or you haven't seen it, or you haven't watched it in a long time, okay, Dead Presidents is a movie about a young man growing up in, I think it's either the Bronx or Brooklyn, New York, in the late 1960s, by the name of Anthony, and that character is played by Lorenz Tate. And, you know, he's got all of the problems that a teenager has, you know, trying to get money, this, that, and the other, trying to get laid, you know what I'm saying? So eventually, you know, he decides he doesn't want to go the route that everybody else wants him to go, because his parents want him to go to college and, you know, major in something, you know, like his older brother did. But he didn't want to do that. He wanted to join the Marines, and that is precisely what he did. Between 1969 and 1973, right smack in the middle of the Vietnam War. So he ends up seeing all kind of crazy crap and this, that, and the other. But let me set the stage for you. Before my man ships off to go to Vietnam, he gets with his girl, Juanita, played by Rose Jackson. Let me let me give you a shot of her real quick, because I want y'all to remember, because the conversation gonna take a little turn in a minute here. Okay, Rose Jackson, right there, playing the role of Juanita, and she has a really pretty, inviting smile. She's not smiling in that picture, but she's got that smile. It's just like a real full body kind of smile, but you know, it's that kind of smile that it's real easy to be fake. Let me just put it like that. But he goes to Vietnam. She gets pregnant. When he comes back from Vietnam, it is obvious to everyone except the folks in the movie that he's suffering from PTSD. He's got some kind of PTSD issues going on. And he goes and sees his ex, and we'll get to the ramifications of what happens when he goes and sees his ex and what happens. But bottom line, the crux of this movie boils down to the fact that money's tight, and like so many people who are veterans of the military come home from the military, at least, you know, between 69 and 73, came home and the government, quote unquote, didn't take care of them. And so they're right back to the same situation they were in before they left to go to Vietnam, struggling, hungry, figuring out, you know, yo, what the hell am I gonna do? So I am joined today by my homies of homies, Big Knub, aka my homie Donnie. What's cracking, sir?
What's up? Can you hear me?
I can hear you very well.
Okay. I couldn't hear nothing for a minute. I was having some of them Teddy Riley
Versus. Okay. Yeah, you coming in good, man. What I wanted to do is I wanted to tag you in real quick because I got a question or two that I want to ask you. It ain't so much anything plot wise, but just kind of the ramifications of how to move. First, how did you feel after you saw Dead Presidents? What was your initial feeling?
My initial feeling after I seen Dead President was, damn, that was one of the coldest movies I've seen in a long time. Like, I knew it was going to be a classic among the African American community from jump. Those were probably my first two thoughts. And then I wanted to give me a mime outfit. That was probably the last thought. Give me one of them mime outfits. You know, I got the same thing I got when they set it off and when it came out. You know,
when that movie came out, a lot of us did mime up for Halloween.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Matter of fact, I think one night we was in the club and it was somebody had on some Dead President stuff.
Yeah.
But anywho's, I got it. First, let me ask you this. Can you see the pictures that I'm putting up?
I seen there was a picture up earlier.
Okay. All right. So
but I can't see right now. I see you and the flag of Zamunda in the background.
Can you see that?
I can see that picture.
Okay. Now, my question to you is, what does that picture evoke in you? What kind of feeling?
Shit. The feeling for me, it's hard to remove what happened in the movie from what I see. Like, if you show me that picture with no point of reference, I would say somebody was fighting for their life.
Okay. Okay.
Haven't seen the movie. It's exactly what it was. They were fighting for their life.
Yeah, well, I think
You
I think technically
didn't say,
she was saving somebody's life is what she did, because the guards had got
hey,
the
I didn't
drop
say
on
whose
her.
life.
Okay, oh, I stand corrected, sir. Okay, well, I'm just gonna cut to the chase and get to it. I got another image I want to show you. And this one might potentially evoke a different emotion.
The only thing that pops in my head is, hey, young blood. Ah, that's my Uncle Curly. It remind me of my one of my old uncles, my Uncle Cedric actually. Uncle
I,
Cedric was the one with the cocaine now.
my man, his shit is manicured great, ain't it?
Great, yeah, like he put together.
Now,
Yeah.
all I can think of right now, is Pinky.
Oh, because of the way he's standing, the little
Yeah,
hand pose.
you Pinky, nigga, you almost made me drop my yak, nigga.
Hey, when you really look at the picture, it looked like, hey, young blood. I don't want no smoke, but he already got the slap cocked back.
Oh yeah, yeah, cause like 5 seconds after that,
Oh, I know,
he
but like seeing the freeze frame like that, like you see it coming now. Like I'm gonna smile in your face and be like, "Oh, you got it, player."
cause what he said to him, after he said he don't want him fucking around his girl, and he said,
Yeah,
"What you say to me?" And I knew the way he cocked his head when he said, "What you say to me?" Oh, they getting ready to have some smoke up there on the stairs.
hey,
Sure enough. Now, what I want to get at is this, man. Now, you coming home, you just got let go from your job, and you see a nigga that coming out your house looking like him, and you recognize him. This is what I want to reference. You recognize him as the same nigga you saw in a deuce and a quarter sucking on a Charms blow pop. And your girl tried to introduce you to him. As soon as you said your name, he spit off. And you see this cat coming out of your house. Donnie, what's your response?
Oh, I'm gonna have the same response as old boy.
Get knocked
Somebody
down the
gonna get it.
stairs?
No. That was the response to his response. I'm 298 pounds. He gonna struggle with knocking me down the stairs. We gonna have a problem in the hallway. He gonna have to pull out his little straight razor, spit some salt in my eyes or something. And I ain't getting smacked down those stairs. Hey, I got about a minute and a half for any man on the planet, and Cuddy can get it. No, yeah. I'm all right. You automatically you got the fact that you come back from the war and dare I say relating it to today's time, it was probably the first movie that I remember having not the knowledge that I have now. It's the first time I've seen mental illness or PTSD addressed in the black community.
Yep.
Okay, so that's something at the time. We didn't know that. We were just hey, you just a dude coming back from Vietnam. So dealing with that, and then having to deal with the inadequacies of being a black man in that time period.
Boy.
Now the one you think's supposed to be riding for you is hey, so I'm hey. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I ain't gonna punch nobody, but like a gut shot or a quick shake or something with your man shot. I shake a bitch.
Hey, he didn't shake her. He choked her twice.
He did. He shot straight past all that. Yeah. And she got a
No,
strong neck though. She reminded me of Big Baby from Rosewood. She took that shit and walked away. I'm
No,
not
but
laughing
see,
at. Nobody get that twisted.
yeah, well, and that's what I was saying. Well, that was one of the things I was having a conversation about. And now, when you talk to the fellas about that particular scene, all you get was, that bitch was wrong. That was fucked up what she did. She lucky she didn't get more than what she got. Okay.
I mean, I mean, clearly that didn't solve the issue. It didn't make you feel any better. If she had a baby to take care of, and she had limited options, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm
And
not
was
saying what she
and
did
was
was.
pregnant. She was
Yeah, I'm
pregnant
not
too.
saying what she did was right, but I'm saying like we starving and you over there and I can't get no support. You know, I don't know, bro. I don't
Well,
know. Now that's
this
just
is
because that's that nigga's girl. If it was my girl, no, we got a problem. We ain't know.
well, well, this is the situation. When he got back from Vietnam, he made sure before he went and stepped to her and to go see his daughter and all of that, he made sure he got him a job. It was
Yes,
a little
sir.
bitty. It was a little bitty job, you know what I'm saying? But he had little fringe benefits. He was bringing home whole turkeys and steaks and shit, and you know what I'm saying? They was eating well. Now, there's one scene in that movie where they having a good time, family sitting down, he eating, they playing the choo-choo train moment with the baby and all of that, and he says something, and she says to him, "Can you will yourself to get a better job?"
Yeah, I
There's a
remember that.
way she could say that. She could have said that. I get it. I understand it. When you got a woman and you putting a vision in her head, she got expectations. When you put that vision and say, this is what we finna do, and this is what we getting ready to try to build, then she's right there. Like, bruh, I'm waiting for you to build it. What's happening? And it's just the
Oh
way,
shit.
it's just the way she came off when she said it. She could have said that, a little more, because this is what I tell people all the time. Okay, women are about wanting to be loved, and men are about wanting to be respected. When you show a woman you don't love her, she's done with you. Much in the same way, when you show a man you don't respect him, he either A, done with you, or B, he gonna whoop your ass and be done with
Well, I'm not a fan of B. Uh, no, yeah, B is a terrible option.
you. It is, but I'm being realistic. If you talking to somebody the
I
way you
know,
talking
but
to,
option C is establish boundaries and the understanding that I want respect and you want love. And what does that look like?
okay,
Not to
but
go off of
within
the
the
relationship shit.
but within the parameters of that movie, when we're talking about what
He never
1973,
had an opportunity. He never
right?
had an opportunity from jump to get to grow back into society, to assimilate back into society. He didn't. He had issues from the jump. He had no support from the jump. He had pressure from the jump. Like
Right,
he
right,
never had a chance.
right. But at the same time, um, putting what in his eyes was unrealistic demands on him, or not giving him credit, I guess, for what he was doing, didn't help that situation. Anthony, I see you out
Isn't
here.
that the
I
story of
see
most
you,
characters?
Anthony. I see you out here trying. I see what you're doing, baby. But you got to do better. We need more, honey. We need more than what you're giving us. Maya, you got to take care of your. You know what I'm saying? She could have did it. Now, can you will yourself to get a better job? That was just. I get it. You're
But
frustrated.
I
You
mean,
frustrated. I get it. But damn.
even right. But even phrasing it the way you did, it still was an assault because it wasn't the case that he didn't know his ability to provide was inadequate. The case was the troubles he had, with his education, coming from the war, dealing with that, the era that we was in. It wasn't a case of somebody just sitting on the couch playing PlayStation 8 hours a day. That nigga, he need that shit from them statements. But you have somebody that was putting forth what they perceived as their best effort in the situation.
Okay.
So, like, in I know this is not real life. This is an R&B love song. Like the role should have been, how can I help you get these things that we need? Not press him like it's just his responsibility.
Well, she was pregnant. And she had just, well, let me put it like this. Hang on. Let me put it in reference. Okay. Again, 1973. And here's my thing. She was a nurse's aide. Okay. Back when they had nurses' aides, you telling me essentially the person who's assisting the doctor needs an assistant? So, yeah. Okay. So that wasn't
That's
that
probably
great.
their version of the CA.
Well,
a CNA.
It's a CNA, right? I get it,
Yes,
but
yeah.
CNAs eventually become RNAs
Well, that's only if you.
or RNs. Excuse me, RNs.
I don't know who listening. I don't know who listening to your podcast. So I'm gonna keep my joke to myself.
Okay. Anywho, from what I can figure out, she couldn't work, and that was the situation. She's putting the burden of being the breadwinner, at least for a temporary period of time, squarely on his shoulders. But can't do that. He just lost the job, and now he's mad at you because you just made him get pistol whipped by a pimp and get a gun stuck in his mouth, and somebody talking about suck it, nigga, suck it. So I'm not feeling you right now.
Hey, somebody gonna catch your ass whooping. I just took that phase. Somebody gonna get this. Hey, time out. Quick question. The job he got fired from was what?
He was working in a butcher shop.
Butcher shop, right? Yeah, correct.
Right.
So now, and I'm asking that, I was just making sure I was right. Was it him or Eddie Griffin that worked for Mr. Dukowitz and didn't steal no meat?
That was the Walking Dead movie, and that was Eddie Griffin. Yeah. And he did take some meat from Mr. Dukowitz.
Mr. Dukowitz, why everybody was working in the butcher shop?
Because it's an easy job to get. You know how to cut some stuff. Piece of cake. So
I was like, I kept the Dukowitz was stuck in my head, but I'm like, nah, that wasn't dead president.
No, his name was Saul. Yeah. Anthony worked for Saul. But now I want to hit on another part.
Saul, yeah.
Yeah. Now I want to hit on another area. Like I was talking to you before we went on air, was about his support system. Okay, and the people that he had around him that was kind of influencing his decisions more or less. I mean, ultimately, the path we walk is supposed to be our path, and we're supposed to take that path, and we're supposed to make that choice, so on and so forth. But you got your friends around you, quote unquote, that indirectly influence some of the decisions you make.
Hey, them was the same. He had the type of friends that wouldn't tell you had broccoli on your teeth. They just let you walk around like that all day. You smiling at hoes in the club with a big chunk of broccoli right there, and then your boys ain't saying nothing. They telling each other, "Hey, look at the broccoli on that nigga's teeth." That's the kind of friends he had.
So basically, his friends were flawed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But aren't all our friends flawed?
Well, I mean, we all got flaws, but as friends, at least what I've discovered about my friends, my friends support me with their strengths, which play to my weakness.
Okay.
Anthony, on the other hand,
they was all weak.
Yeah, thank you. All of his friends were flawed. You know what I'm saying? They all had this weakness, and he didn't have no strength to play to their weaknesses, at least until he got out of the Marine.
Yeah, that plot was that plot to rob that spot. The reserves in the truck was doomed from get go. As soon as you they should have replaced Bokeem Woodbine with Yaphet Kotto. I'm just playing.
Hey, I tell people all the time, man, based on the roles he done played, I think Bokeem Woodbine is a nigga I can't trust in real life.
No, yeah, oh, for sure. For sure. He do look like the type of person that'll eat your kids. Like
every movie he's been in, he's played a shady ass character. Every single one of them. Jason's Lyric.
Yeah.
The Big Hit.
Yeah, and The Big Hit was a classic.
Yeah, he was the customer of the month in the porno section.
Yeah, hey, my man was like, I don't like that shit with that lanolin.
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? And then in Queen and Slim. Did you see Queen and Slim?
I started Queen and Slim. I didn't finish Queen and Slim. I don't know
you didn't get that
2 or 3 black points.
Just go straight to the Bokeem Woodbine parts, and you're gonna be like, this nigga right here.
He's still playing the same character.
He's still playing a shady ass character, always. And that's what I say about mugs that don't mind being typecast in roles, like your boy, old boy's uncle from Lovecraft Country.
Oh, Omar.
Yeah, he don't care. He just like, I'm doing roles. But anyway, I'm getting away from what I wanted to say. You got a drug addict, a pyromaniac, a nigga with one leg, and a militant Black Panther wannabe, and y'all gonna rob the Federal Reserve with that little flimsy ass plan y'all put together and thought it was gonna work.
Everybody knows you can't rob no nothing without a white driver. They didn't even have no getaway driver to start with.
He was supposed to be Kirby was supposed to be the getaway driver, but everything got messed up, and the truck was rolling out, and they had to stop it some kind of way. So Kirby put his car in front of the truck to stop it, and there went their getaway car. And so these niggas.
And what kind of car was it?
It looked like a Caprice Classic.
How you gonna get away in that?
In a Caprice Classic?
Yeah, that shit ain't got no handling. It ain't got no speed. You was not about to get away.
Bruh, I'm just saying. Well, it was doomed to failure. Just like you said, that job, when I heard it and what they was doing, and I was like, that doesn't seem very strategic. Why do you have that nigga out there on the street? Why can't he be a little closer to the situation? You know what I'm saying? And did y'all even check to see what the beat cop patrols were? No.
Yeah,
so yeah, I know exactly what you're gonna say. And
they had the same type of their president shenanigans. I was like, you did what? You robbed the bank in the same car you was catching it in. What part of the plan was that? They was watching you while you was watching them.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, now, that's why is there any famous or infamous person?
Infamous what?
I said, are there any infamous or famous black bank robbers?
Not a one.
Is it that we never looked, so we don't know, or is it really that we just never was good at the bank? We just stuck to the liquor stores and the and the check mark.
I don't know. I think more anything else, it was about, I don't know, convenience. And it's easier to go somewhere where you're familiar, or where you, rather than sit around and plan and do all the surveillance and casing and all of that. And I don't think they did their due diligence, but that's just me.
Well, maybe we need to holler about that. That sound like either you can find one off the air, off there.
Oh, yeah, I do it. I do it off air, but I'm pretty sure, ain't nobody like Bonnie and Clyde, John Dillinger level.
Dang, not even nobody. Probably know somebody that ran with Bumpy or something like that. No,
They didn't have to
I got
rob.
myself straight.
They didn't have to rob banks.
No, right, you right.
and then you gotta remember, Frank, what's his name? Frank Lucas.
Yeah.
Frank Lucas was in Bumpy Johnson's gang. So that just went to that level after Bumpy passed.
Hey, they wasn't playing.
Yeah, they wasn't fuck a bank. We getting ready to go hard. We finna take over the streets.
Yeah.
But
all right.
What I wanted to hit on was, okay, he had his parents. Okay. Basically, it was mom doing all the talking, telling him what he should be doing and where he should be going. And you need to go to city college and you need to do this. But then when you look at dad just in his plate, not saying nothing, not speaking on it. You know what I'm saying? And he was trying to, get some act right from his pop. And he's like, Pop, you said when you was in Korea and you was in the Marines, it made a man out of you. Pop didn't want back his play.
Maybe Pop also had PTSD.
Possibly.
Maybe Pops wasn't all there.
Clearly he wasn't. But whether he was all there,
it's often. Oh, go ahead.
I'm saying whether he was all there or not, he's still a father.
Yeah, but I think a lot of times. Oh, go ahead.
I can understand him not being all there, but you got to participate in your family.
You do.
Otherwise, what's going to happen.
Yeah, true. But I think a lot of times in a lot of homes, and I'm not going to hazard a guess at a percentage, I think that when you have a strong black female, like I know in my house, my mama was the one. So like my dad would pull me to the side and say random things, but my mama was the one to get on my head to this day and dig my ass.
Right.
So, and that's a lot of the dynamic to at least a lot of the people I grew up with, and I'm imagining, I don't know if the dynamic's the same in the Midwest and in your Oakland experiences, but I've been quite a few places, and if you ask somebody about their mama, you're gonna get a shit. You know what that means. So like that was what we saw in that movie. You saw a strong black female, someone who was that and that was a lot of the dynamic in that family time too. Dad went out, got the check, paid the bills, brought the money home, but mama ran the house.
Facts. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Now, if dad really had to get involved, that was always the wait till your daddy get home, and then you like he gonna come in. Who did what? You know what I'm saying? Pull this shit off like Pootie Tang, and they can't put that on camera.
But now, do you feel like the parental dynamic in his home had anything to do with what he became?
I've always believed that two things come from, and then there's other things, but two things come from a hyper aggressive mother, someone who has no backbone with females, or someone who's overly aggressive towards females. So maybe that relationship, he can't smack his mama, he can't smack Cuddy. He still got these emotions. He's not quite balanced. So she was the one that he lashed out at because she was there. She usually, that's who you hurt, the person closest to you, right? And she was there. So I think that that dynamic, having a dynamic where daddy didn't say too much and mama was the one laying down the hammer, would affect the outcome in one of those two ways. And there's ways in between and variations of that, but like,
Hmm. Now, it's funny you should mention that, because in the conversation I was having online, whenever women spoke up about the situation, it was always, he was wrong for choking her. Who
he was.
chokes? Who chokes a pregnant woman? Okay.
Joe, but
you,
my bad. I don't know
you
who
gonna
ever
get
podcast.
you gonna have folks looking for you. You gonna have to give them that minute and a half.
Hey, I'm gonna say, I was about to say, I'm telling him the same thing I told Cuddy. I got a minute and a half for each one of you, for the lot of you.
But anyways, now that just shows you where the focus goes gender wise.
Yeah.
Okay, the focus for men goes, oh, she was fucking around on him. But women go right past all, and I mean, and they even went so far as to come with explanations like, oh, he stopped writing her when he was in Vietnam, so she didn't know if he was alive or dead. So she was just moving on with her life. Okay,
Okay.
got that. She moved on with her life. But when he came back, why didn't you say, okay, we can be co-parents, but I'm gonna be over here with Cuddy, and you do what you do. Matter of fact, why don't you go ahead and get back with my little sister, because I know she wanna give you some anyway.
Well, because that's not real life, Gerald. And I know the movie's not real life either, but she wanted to see if she could do if he was going to be able to step up and be the father to the child that he's supposed to be. I don't even know so much. That's probably explains the energy between her, because she probably with the no emotional connection. And we already discussed that women need to be loved. So if you're not writing me, if you're not talking to me, now we're emotionally disconnected, and you are my child's father. So I'm gonna try to be with you because you're my child's father, but you coming up short in other ways, and you know.
Okay, but do a husband and a wife have the same exact idea of what they believe constitutes a good parent slash provider?
Well, no, that gets back to the statement I said at the very beginning. You have to set those boundaries as the husband and the wife, and what those look like. I'm a war scarred veteran of 29 years, and it probably took me uh 27 years to figure that out. like like I stopped expecting her to understand my boundaries, and I said, hey, bam, bam, bam. Toe the line, we can back away from the line. Like, but this is the boundary on this particular thing. And it changed my
Okay.
relationship dramatically. Women have a harder time explaining those boundaries, so you do need to have some level of intuition as a man to understand really what the boundaries are that they set in it sometimes. And I'm not saying all women, but most of the women I talk to, you know what I'm saying, they're not good at exactly what it is that's eating them. I think that if they would have set those boundaries, it could have worked. Like if she would, like you said, you even said that yourself when you said she should have said, hey, you the baby father, blah blah blah, go back to my sister. That was an example of the boundaries of and the expectations being set in that relationship. And you know, this is the issue with most relationships.
As black people like to do these days, and she just should have been told, well, first of all, what we not gonna do. Okay.
Yeah, basically.
And laid that down rather flatly. Okay. My expectation is this. I want to be comfortable. I want to be eaten. I want somebody to get these roaches off the wall. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, she felt like she needed, she should have said that, because if he's working at this little piddly ass job that ain't enough for y'all, then you should have made it known. Right. We preach to the choir. I'm saying the exact same thing you were saying earlier. But yeah, boundaries. I agree 100%.
But your boundaries got to be realistic. Like the boundaries that she was spouting wasn't something that he could accomplish in that moment by himself. So you can't just set these boundaries and then step away from them. They're your boundaries.
Right.
You can't set boundaries and expect somebody else to work them.
So then it would be safe to say then that they were both wrong.
They were both wrong. Oh, 100% wrong.
Okay.
And that's usually how it goes in most relationships. Everybody wrong.
Right. But because her transgression was far more blatant than his, we focus on that.
Was it? Because the weight of the transgression is left to the transgressee to decide. So a lack of financial security and home stability weighed just as heavy to her as her possible adultery or prostitution to him. So you don't get the weight of transgressions for the other person. It's another terrible relationship thing that people do. Like they try to decide that, and so I think that both transgressions were equally as vile for each party.
Okay. And perspective is everything.
It really is.
Okay. So I guess it's just a thing of they rushed some shit that they shouldn't have rushed.
They did.
And bottom line, they should have both become more stable with career wise or whatever they felt they needed to do financially before the two became a one. And there's still couples that do this to the very day. Okay, I'm enamored of what we do physically, and so I think what we do physically equates into it'll be just as fine financially, or it'll be just as fine emotionally, and it turns out that it's not. And all there is in that relationship is physicality. And I feel like for he needed.
He was slacking on the physicality too.
Well, he needed somebody who was going to make
thing.
Right. He needed somebody who was going to make him grow in this head and not that head. You know what I'm saying? So neither one of them, I think, helped the other grow, I guess, is what it was. But they insisted on being together. And that was, again, it seemed like a lot of stuff I could see, before the movie kind of, took the turns it took, that this is going to be real fucked up for the people in this movie. It's all I can remember. Is all I can remember thinking. And the last part I want to hit on before, we wrap this is my man, Cleon. Bokeem Woodbine's character.
Yeah.
Now,
okay,
this crazy.
He was in both movies, right?
Huh?
No, he wasn't in Walking Dead. He was only in Dead Presidents, huh?
Yeah. There was a crazy Flip was the crazy person.
Flip was the crazy one that had the head in the bag, and Bokeem had the ears on the necklace, right?
No, other way around.
Well, God damn it.
Bokeem Woodbine had the head.
Okay.
Yeah. He had it in a bag, and somebody said you need to get rid of that head. It's our good luck charm. It's like that bag smells like a fucking bag of asses.
Damn. Yeah. But I
And
want to know who the fuck cracked open a bag of asses and stuck their face in there. That's what I want to know. How you know what
that private who said it smelled like a bag of asses. Now, my thing about it, do you think, and this is just me, I'm gonna get slightly religious for a second. Now, what the thing that gets established in the movie, of course, is that he has a church. He takes over his dad's church, but when he takes over his dad's church, the numbers in attendance go down.
Yeah, I don't know why pastors think they kids get to be the next pastor just because they kids.
Right.
Nobody want to hear.
Now, given this cat's history, why wouldn't he himself say, I don't think I should be a motherfucking pastor?
Because he was probably groomed to be a pastor. And to do so would be to lay down his legacy and his lineage.
And there have been many who have done it.
There have. And ultimately, it probably was his deep conviction and how everything he's seen in the war, contrary to that, affected his psyche that caused him to fall all the way over the edge.
Well, I submit to you this, sir. He was still on the edge. Because what pastor you can come into their church, sit in the pews, and be like, Pastor, I'm planning a bank job. You in? And he considers it.
Well, because, I've always been a big proponent that black men in general are the most religious sinners historically. Like, we're the same ones that make the booty hole songs and thank God that we won the Grammy. That was an example of that. Yeah, I'm a pastor, but then them ends show, church need a new roof. These pews is looking a little bit rusty, you know what I'm saying? It could be a blessing from God if we get away with this. Like, hey, the reserve got a tithe just like everybody else.
Hey, see, he's what you call, he had what they call a dead church.
Yeah.
And he's not somebody who should have been followed. And it seems like that's what was happening because he didn't have that many parishioners.
No, he should not. He should not have been the pastor of a church. After what he did to Jason and Lyric, I don't know how he. I don't know how he the pastor.
But I think that's something that's so common, even to this day. We put our faith in people blindly.
Oh, I don't believe in nobody, but.
Well, I'm not saying everybody does that, but I'm saying
I know,
these mega churches are packed with mugs. So obviously, it's a huge number of motherfuckers that's like, yeah, I trust that guy. I'm gonna give him all my money. So
the three things you're not supposed to talk about are the three things that sell the best in America: sex, religion, and politics. Like, they're easy sells.
I get that, but
people are
advertise that shit for what it is, a sale. You know what I'm saying? I'm selling this to you. Do you want to buy it? The price for you to purchase this is a tithe.
I mean, they do that. That's what them evangelists be doing, though, right? And then we knock them. They tell you they selling salvation, and we talk about them. So, like, you can't win.
If you got the balls to come on TV and say, God told me that he wants me to have a G6 and y'all supposed to pay for it.
Ain't that Quaffalo?
Him and Kenneth Copeland.
Did they get the planes?
Kenneth Copeland got his.
Or then Jesus must have wanted him to have it. Everybody know that.
Yeah, but I
Well,
set that up years ago when I established the church.
yeah, Jesus wanted him to have that jet.
Yeah, and so my question to you is, what's the difference between a preacher and a pimp?
Nothing. And my wife got mad as hell when I said that. I said that one time. Um, one
You
is
can,
selling salvation. The difference is one is selling salvation and the other one's selling to be your savior. So you decide which one is which. Uh-oh.
okay, but so we in agreement. There ain't a whole lot that sets them apart.
No, not really. But when you think about black churches, and I'm not talking like deep South churches and straight Pentecostal and Baptist. When you think about most black churches and really successful pastors, most of them have terrible backstories. Is what they use to preach salvation to you. I'm going to tell you how messed up I was and what I came from and what I can do and what God can do to make you like me. So like that is a lot of black pastors. I'm not gonna say all because somebody might get upset, but I can name 10 of them that all started
Exactly.
their time in the streets. So, and all of them was womanizers, and all of them talking about the game they had. So they repurposed those skills. They repurposed those same tools that they use to woo women. They repurposed that same mouthpiece that they used to do, to make things happen. And now they found other people who needed something to believe in, and they preach and sell religion. But now that's not a bad thing, right? Because people are inherently lost and don't have enough self-awareness to believe in self. So if we didn't have things like that, this would be a way more flawed society.
If I dig off into that, we're gonna go over time. So so I'm just say um life experience and natural gifts are what make pimps and pastors similar.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, and that's all it was. Is and what I think overall about Dead Presidents is it had all or a whole hell of a lot of the tropes and diatribes that we see in the black community. I mean, it was just like the Hughes brothers captured it so well. I mean, you had the wayward youth, you had the bossy parent, you had the drug addict, you had the drug dealer, you had the hoochies, you had the good girl. I mean, just you had all of those crammed into one movie, and Vietnam in the 60s, late 60s and 70s just happened to be the backdrop. But that movie could have been made in any era.
I want to give a special shout out to Terrence Howard and the Pool Stick.
And that's game.
Yeah. Hey, we can't leave that out. We can't leave him out.
I'm just complimenting you on your I'm just
Down
complimenting you on
here,
your
Mike.
good taste. Yeah, yeah.
Mike.
Why you always got to be talking shit, man? Yeah, because he was acting. See, all the people you hang around, you playing pool with that nigga. 5 minutes later, he got you on the table trying to cut
you. Hey,
Then when he
you
got
lost
back
that
from
war.
Vietnam, the very nigga that pulled a knife on him don't even recognize him.
And he recognized him afterwards, did he?
Yeah.
He said, "Oh, you that nigga."
Yeah. He gave him the business. He
said, "Man,
gave
why
him the
that stick
business.
that Mike?"
Eating chicken wings. Run down there and get me a pack of squares, man. Like this.
Hey, he played the same character in Hustle and Flow. That's crazy.
Yeah, he did. He sure did. That was the very thing I was thinking. I'm like, all he did was he rechanneled Cowboy for Hustle and Flow.
Yeah.
But a lot of actors do that. A lot of actors do that. You know, if you pay attention, they got about 5 or different good characters they use. Really good actors got more. But yeah, you look at a lot of you can see those same 4 or 5 that they just recycle for different roles. Because I've done it in plays. You know what I'm saying? Through a different voice, through a different character. And Mug was just like, oh, that was a tour de force. Nah, it wasn't. It was just me rechanneling some shit from the last play.
All right then, Denzel Akins.
I wish. But Donnie, man,
hey,
this been fun, bro.
Always.
And I appreciate you taking the assignment on short notice.
Yeah.
That is the mark of a true homie. I appreciate that, bro. And I will probably be spending the rest of the day editing and getting this ready for display.
You putting it on YouTube?
I'm putting it as many places as I can put it.
YouTube, Twitch. If you need some technical assistance, you know.
What I tell you what. I will get done, and I will get at you with some footage and things and whatnot, so you can do your thing too. Quick question. How are you with sound?
I mean, people say I can sing a little bit. I know my ABCs. I can sound them out.
No. Sound editing.
I'm just fucking with you. I know. I don't know. We can find out. I'm pretty tech savvy.
Okay.
And,
well,
I'm saying, like I told you before with YouTube, I'm a genealogist, a geologist, astrophysicist. We can do everything with YouTube.
That is true.
But
all right, man.
All right.
I'm gonna get at you.
All right. Take it easy.
Peace. That was my man Donnie, man. Always fun. You know what I'm saying? Can you imagine just kicking it with that cat on a regular basis? Awesome. Great life. But this has been Be Real with D Real for December 12th, 2020. I'm gonna be back next week. I'm gonna hit y'all with some more stuff, curveballs. That's my stock and trade. What can I say? But until then, y'all be good and be good to each other, man.